Hey, seventh grade students. Okay, we're going to just quickly go through the rest of our levels of organization booklet, and then you should be ready to go. So if you don't have it 100% complete, make sure you kind of follow along with this. Okay. All right, remember on the part where, so we should have cells done, tissues done, organs done. Okay. So now we're on organ systems. In the last video, we kind of put these names in, but we said we wanted 2 organs and the system's specific function. So let's just jump in the skeletal system, okay? Every organ every bone in the body is an organ. So these are represented by bones. Let's just use 2 that are really good, important bones. The femur, okay, is the big bone in your thigh. It's the really big, it's the biggest bone in the body. Okay, so that's 1. And then we'll say the humerus is the other. Okay, that one is the big bone in your upper arm, okay, that hooks into your shoulder. Okay, so those are our 2 organs. The skeletal system, okay, it provides structure needed for movement. Without bones, you wouldn't be able to move. Okay, so provides structure needed for movement, as well as structural support for all support and maybe like protection for other systems. Okay, so how this reads is provide structure needed for movement as well as structural support and maybe for protection, of all other systems in the body. So all these other systems, we need a vertical structure so we can do things. And so we get a lot of, like, think of like your rib cage. Those bones protect all these internal organs that are very vital for survival. Okay, integumentary system. Okay, so it's got 2 here. So we've got hair and skin are our major organs there. Now, in this case, the integumentary system does lots of things. It provides protection from the outside world. Okay, as well as helping to regulate body temperature. Okay, and then there's other things, but that's kind of the basics there. Okay, muscular system. Okay, so this includes all the muscles of the body. Okay, so we're not going to use necessarily their scientific names, but in your arm you have a muscle called a bicep, right? This is the big muscle on the top of your arm. Right side up. Okay, it's the muscle right here in your arm. It's right here. Okay. All right, so it's this muscle right there in your arm. Okay, it hooks into your shoulder. Okay, and then on the back side of your arm, you have your tricep. Okay, and these 2 muscles, along with some others, coordinate like bending and opening your arm. Okay, so the muscular system is the system that coordinates movement of the body. Let's just say the body. Okay. via all these muscles contracting or relaxing cause the bones to move through a network of tendons and ligaments. Think of going as you walk. There's muscles that relax and contract in your legs that generate the forward motion. As you push backwards, you move forwards. Okay, the circulatory system. Our organs are already listed, so we're just going to write those. Heart and blood. Okay. But we could also put like the arteries and vascular system in the body is part of this. Okay, circulatory system's job is to circulate blood to and from cells. So remember, every cell in your body, we need to circulate oxygen. And so mixed into this blood is, our oxygen. So oxygenated blood needs to be transported throughout the body, and then blood that is rich in carbon dioxide waste needs to be transported so we can get rid of it through the lungs. So these two systems, circulatory and respiratory system, work hand in hand. Neither one is working independent of the other. They're working in concert with each other. So when we think of the respiratory system, we have our lungs, okay? We would have our trachea. That's what sometimes we call as your windpipe. Okay. And together, like we breathe in oxygen, it goes down into the lungs. The blood is pumped into the lungs from the heart. That blood is enriched with oxygen. It travels through your body. It comes back to the lungs, now low in oxygen, but high in carbon dioxide. It diffuses out, and we breathe out the carbon dioxide waste. So, respiratory system's job is to take in O2 and remove carbon dioxide waste. Okay. Digestive system. Okay, we've got listed in our little drawing is the stomach. And then we could do any of these other organs. We could do the liver, we could do the pancreas, we could do the large intestine, small intestine, colon. We're just going to write intestines. Okay. And the job of this system is to take food that would be in the solid form and process it to extract nutrients and water. Okay, and then everything that's left gets passed on through the large intestine to the colon, and then it leaves the body as poop in waste. Okay, and that's where we're to the excretory system. Okay, this is the system that gets rid of liquid waste. Okay, so it's kind of important that we reference that we're getting rid of the liquid waste. Okay, the organs, they're listed here, right? We've got the kidneys. We could use the bladder. That would be one that would certainly work. Okay, and this system is designed to rid the body of liquid waste. Now that's kind of oversimplifying it, but if you think about it, the bladder holds urine, and then we pee out excess water. But it's not just water; it's liquid waste. So dissolved salts and other waste products that the body produces needs to have a way to get out, and that is going to happen through urine. Okay, immune system. Okay, as we can see, like your immune system needs to protect us from like everything that finds its way into our body. So our skin protects us as a first line of defense. We have hair in our nose. We have mucous membranes that try to catch a lot of this stuff in our nose. We have a system of getting rid of it. Our eyes produce tears that are trying to protect us from foreign invaders. But sometimes stuff gets in, okay? And so we need inside of our femur and other bones, okay, we produce bone marrow that then we produce different types of blood cells that ultimately combat disease in the body, okay? So the immune system is the idea, the body's system to combat invasive bacteria and viruses. The body is constantly being attacked. Okay, all the things we touch. Now it's important to wash your hands, but like it takes a pretty serious illness to really get us so we're really sick. And often the body's able to protect itself by using the army of cells that we have at the disposal of the body. Okay, nervous system. Okay, this is the nerves that function within our body. Okay, certainly the brain would be probably the chief organ of this system. We also have our spinal cord that goes down through our backbone, that is basically the central pathway by which all the other nerves combine in the body. And this system's job is to control and help regulate the communication of brain to all the systems of the body. Okay. All right, we've got the endocrine system, last one for right now. Now, there are some other systems that we're not going into, like the reproductive system and a couple others. Endocrine system. So these are glands that produce hormones. So we have our thyroid, okay, and then, the pancreas. And these organs regulate specific body function. Okay. For example, the pancreas regulates the production of insulin that then controls the blood sugar. Okay. And if your pancreas isn't functioning properly, then you are usually a diabetic and having to, one way or the other, basically control and regulate your insulin. Okay. Now, there's lots of hormones that are released in your body, and there's more organs than just these. Some of these hormones are like, for example, if you get really excited or get scared, your body produces adrenaline. So you have another organ called the adrenal gland. It provides the fight or flight response in the body. Okay, so some of these body functions that hormones use, some are not voluntary. Means we don't control them. They kind of control themselves within our body. Okay, so that we would say that's self-regulated. Okay, so hormones usually we don't have a lot of control over unless it's a built-in response. Okay, so on these last 2 pages, okay, these are review pages. Okay, so on this last one, it says draw 4 examples of organisms. So just like now we're to the level where we're thinking of, okay, this is a whole organism. It's living, it's alive, it's made of cells. Those cells make up tissues. Tissues make up organs. The organs work together, make up organ systems. All those organ systems do their job and keep an organism alive. So I could come up with any 4 organisms, maybe a pine tree. Now I want you to use different organisms than I'm using, so you need to choose different things. A duck, okay, a crocodile, okay, and then let's do a mushroom. Okay, all of these things have all of these things: cells, tissues, organs, organ systems. Okay, so if I drew, my pine tree, doesn't have to be great, right? Just I need to understand that, it's a tree. Okay, it's a living thing. Okay, and it's alive, and it has all those things in it. A duck. Okay, ducks have webbed feet. Okay, there's my duck. Mushroom. I don't know, maybe it has spots. Okay, and they're kind of like that. Crocodile. Okay, there's my crocodile. So I've got my 4 organisms. Okay, and then we talked about some characteristics of life. Okay, what do things have to be considered living? Okay, they need to be made of DNA. Okay, they also have to have at least one cell. Okay, so we have to have cells present. Okay, they need to be able to use energy. Okay, they need to be able to get rid of waste. They need to grow and develop. And remember, this is review. We went over this earlier in the term. So DNA, cells, use energy, get rid of waste, grow and develop. They've got to be able to reproduce as a species. Okay. Let's see. And they have to respond to their environment, or basically respond to stimulus. And then gas exchange, they've got to have some kind of exchange of gas. So they're either taking in O2 and then producing CO2, or taking in CO2 and producing oxygen as waste, or some other process. Okay, there's other organisms that use other things. Okay, reproduce, that is at the species level, so not as individuals, but as a species, we've got to be able to reproduce. All living things that we know of have DNA, and they have to have at least one cell to be considered alive. All organisms use energy, so they metabolize in some way food. Waste products, that could be gas, liquid, or solid waste. In case of humans, we get rid of all three: poop, pee, and we breathe out carbon dioxide. Grow and develop, human beings change from the time of conception all the way up till they die of old age. Okay, so we're constantly growing and developing. Okay, so that is our book. We've gone through every page. Okay, and every page should be complete at this point. Okay, you want to study this and have it know it really well. We were going to try to have a quiz Tuesday next week. Okay. All righty. Well, you guys have a great weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday. Take care.